Live from the Workplace Ninja Summit in Baden. From sponsor breakthroughs to community-led revolutions, this is the Workplace Ninja Community Stage.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming to our session. Today we are looking at Tenant Manager and RoboPack and how it can help you manage your Intune tenant. Many of you have probably been to the booth to see it, so we're going to cover it from a slightly different angle, both Tenant Manager and RoboPack. I'm Andrew, I'm an Intune MVP, and I'm the CTO at Software Central. And Dean?
I'm Dean, I'm a security MVP. I guess it's the same as Intune. And I'm VP of Community and Product at RoboPack.
Okay, we've only got 20 minutes, so we'll speed run through this one. There's not many of you here, but show of hands, who recognizes this from the Intune portal? You can't delete it, it keeps coming back again. There it is again, that looks fairly standard, nothing. Yep, everyone recognizes that. And there is the script. So it detect, click to run, remediate, click to run. Standard Microsoft script, lots of description, not a lot of content. And that is what you see when you're in the portal. Does this autoplay? But what if we scroll through? That now doesn't look like the original script. There are things in there which Microsoft definitely haven't put in it. And it's a lot longer than it should be. But we all saw the script. If you were clicking through the portal, it would look absolutely normal. But that's inside it. Anyone recognize what that is? I asked ChatGPT to make it, but it outright refused. That's a keylogger grabbing credentials and then dropping them into Azure Blob Storage. That was hidden inside that script. Nobody would notice it. And I also tested it, and it does run because Microsoft have that turned off. It is actually a signed script, the Microsoft one, but by default that is off. So that script would quite happily run in your tenant, grab any credentials it finds and dump them into blob storage. How many of you would notice that? How many of you look through your remediations every day and see what's going on? And if it was called that, no one would bat an eyelid. But we can. So that was our drift detection the very next day. And it's flagged up. There's a new policy added to the tenant, and you have the entire script content there. It's in base 64. Stick it in any decoder. You'd immediately see what's going on, and you'd have the button to delete the policy. So it's an added security element of Tenant Manager. We don't just do backup and restore. Drift check will protect your tenant a lot more than you get normally, because we're all busy. We don't have time to look through. That's not enough. Let's have a look at some cyber security requirements. It's a random website I picked off Google. It was top one on the list. Data backup and recovery. It doesn't anywhere specify what needs to be backed up. Everyone assumes OneDrive emails. How many of you back up your tenants? If you get breached completely and you've got to rebuild your tenant, how many can restore that quickly? We can. Oh look, RoboPack as well. You need to keep your apps updated, otherwise you're not insured. So another reason. And am I doing for time, Dean?
You're fine, I think.
And I'll pass over to Dean for his bit.
Oh, really? No, the MSPs will love this.
Oh, yes, I have more sites. MSPs. Until I didn't do this recently. Onboarding tenants. It's always an MSP nightmare. Lots of MSPs aren't Intune experts. Even if you are, manually creating 150 plus policies for a secure baseline is a waste of your time. We have them here for you. We have CIS level 1, level 2. We are certified partners. We've got our own baseline because CIS level 1, level 2 are not that great. We've got NCSC for UK customers and Essential 8 for Australian customers. You can grab them, you can drop them, simply deploy them, and then once you've deployed them, you can drift check against them. So within 10 minutes, you have a tenant up and running, and you are checking it every day to check, because your customer's a global admin, check they haven't broken it. And if you tell your customer, you know, we're charging you a week for this, we're not going to tell them. And as a CIS partner, we can also look at what you've got there already. So if you haven't deployed a CIS benchmark, you can have a look at the tenant and say, right, you're missing these 3 settings, deploy them from the portal, or ignore them because nobody's going to be 100% CIS compliant. So why Tenant Manager? We're a European company. The data is completely in Azure. It is multi-region selectable. So when you sign up, you select where your data wants to live. We have a public roadmap. We invite everyone to add to it, and please do so. We're developer first. Our company is mostly developers with a few marketing and salespeople on top. So we build what you want us to build, rather than building what we think everyone needs. And it's community driven. We need your input. I've got a rough idea what you need from Intune, but I don't know everything. I don't work for every MSP. If there's something you need, others will need it. So we need your input. We want to build it to meet your needs, not our needs. And that is all of my slides. So now I'll pass it to Dean.
So I'm going to talk about 10 things you definitely didn't know about Robopack. And I think actually some of the Robopack team who are here might not know these things as well. Maybe some of them do, the founder, for example. But we can't all be the founder, unfortunately. Who actually does know what Robopack is? Everyone, I hope? Okay, because I'm not going to talk about what it is and what it does. Just the cool things that I think you might not know, or definitely don't know. You can message developers in the app. Are you aware of that? You can actually message directly the developers who are developing the product in the app. If I just click on this, let me kill the slideshow so I can actually do it. So I click on this thing to get to here. So for example, I might want to complain that Autodesk Access didn't install correctly. I would do package feedback and I would say something like, hey, this app didn't install correctly. Is it just me? I would choose send, and then that would go off to the development team. They would get a ping in their console, and they would, perhaps reply within a few minutes and say, "Hey, no, it's not just you. I don't know. Why would it not install correct? We'll investigate and get back." So, okay, so yeah, 1 second. Okay, didn't actually mean to stop them from doing stuff. Okay, moving on. What else do we have? It doesn't just use Winget. I put the emphasis on just because we actually do more than just use Winget. Winget, I know, is on its own scary because it will just deploy updates to your tenant, and that's a terrifying thing. Whenever a vendor releases an update, it just arrives on your computers. Every computer that has it installed, that's worrying. But with the testing process that we go through, how do you click these? Control click? Nah, I tried that. I put those links in there specifically so that I could click it. Apple click? Open link. Oh, really? No. Okay, let's find. No. Let's find. No. I seem to have lost that one. There we go. This is what we run through for every application. So we have some pre-installed tests. We scan for viruses, we scan for malware, we check the manifest file that we've downloaded from Winget, we check the signature that we've downloaded, we check the parameters in the manifest, then how do you move on this thing? You get the installation, so it loads the package into the virtual machine environment, checks the internet requirement. If it needs the internet, that's potentially a red flag, so we mark that in the documentation. We document all the changes, we do a full app installation, monitor the process, monitor CPU, monitor all the network activity, because we don't even give the VM a network adapter during the install at all. It doesn't have a network adapter even when we're copying the stuff to it. There's no network adapter at all. We check the exit code, we check there's no UI running at the end, then we check the add remove programs, we extract the detection method, check the detection is actually fulfilled, we retrieve the uninstall command, and we do a silent uninstall. That's not just using Winget, right? There's a lot more stuff going on there than just Winget. So it's not just using Winget. Other things. It can remove any shortcut on the desktops with one click. Now, Some applications support just a silent switch like desktop shortcuts equals 0, and that makes sense because the people who've made the product will say, actually, you can just do / desktop shortcuts equals 0, and we won't put the actual shortcut on the desktop. But what if it does actually not have that, and you need to remove the desktop shortcut anyway? You might have to write a script to find it and then remove it. Well, here I am clicking again. There we go. Bear with me while I log in. No. Wrong environment. Let's show you the documentation. No. I've got too many environments now open for all these different demos. So, for example, if we go to the documentation for Google Chrome, and I search in the documentation for desktop, we have Google Chrome. So we installed the application. We detected that there was a file called something.lnk on the desktop, and when you select remove desktop shortcuts in the PSADT, it will remove those desktop shortcuts if they're on the common desktop. So you don't need to go and find them. It will find them and remove them all. That's right, Ronnie, yeah? Good. So we can remove bloatware. So with bloatware, all environments will have some computers with stuff on there that you don't want. Now, we're working on a solution that will automatically remove bloatware with one click, but even now, without having to have that development already done, we can, let me find an environment that will work. I think I'm already in it. We can remove the bloatware by going to radar, finding an environment with something in it that I don't want. Opera, no one wants Opera, right? Anyone want Opera? No one wants Opera. So we'll go for Opera. We see it's installed on 2 computers. I can click See Details for Instant App, and from here I can analyze and build, and I can very quickly import that to Robopack. And once it's there, I can push it into Intune and push the uninstaller to all computers, because we're going to have tested that application. It's running in the virtual machine right now. We'll know how to uninstall it. You can push that uninstaller to any of your computers, and then you've got no more bloatware in your environment. That works. Next, with a few minutes to go, we have a private repository. Now I need to get the right environment to click that link, because that will not work everywhere. There's obviously some links here that we can't show. So we have a private repository that isn't Winget, that we maintain ourselves. So some apps just aren't nice in Winget. So for example, well, some of these, but also FileZilla. For example, if you go to the internet and download FileZilla, you will get an ad-ridden version of FileZilla. That's not fun. So we're going to just give you a version that isn't ad-ridden and put that there. So when you search for FileZilla in Robopack, you get a version that is clean, enterprise-ready, and not full of adware. So anyone already know that we had a private repository that you had access to? No? Good. So I'm doing okay. Next, we don't just package apps. Now let me grab. Here, I've got an MSI with an install _Chrome CMD. So this isn't just running the MSI, maybe it is, but it doesn't really matter. We're not just going to drag the MSI into Robopack, we will drag the whole folder. So on a Mac, this is less fun. Let me grab this and the folder. I will grab this Chrome, which you saw contains those 2 files. I will drag that over to, someone give me something other than Mac. Drag the icon? No, holy. Why can't I drag this thing? There we go. So with a normal mouse, you'll be fine. But you drag that over and you can see it's pulled up the executable installer and it's got the install Chrome. Now, it will figure out how you want to install this. It's figured out that actually you probably want us to use the MSI because that's what a normal person would do. But you put some clever stuff in your script, and so you can just change that install command to install Chrome CMD and use that instead. You can use as many complicated scripts as you like in this field, and this is completely free text. So you can type whatever you like, and it will run that through the packaging process and do those installation in the way you want and give you the results of that. Whether it works, that's up to you, but that's completely possible. Okay, next. You can use exclude groups and filters in wave deployments. Maybe you knew that. Anyone used that before? No? Okay, good. So when we push an application, for example, let me grab one that we've done. We can, I need to go to a wave deployment, don't I? Let's grab this one and edit this in the patch group. So from here, we have the standard wave that we can go through where you can add a group and a tenant into this wave 1. But if you actually click into the group there, you can see we've got the full capability of Intune. We have required, available, and install, include, exclude. We can even do filters to go through the filters that you might have in your environment. So it's using the same capability that Intune has. It's just using graph, but that is already exposed in Robopack. So you can be really quite specific when it comes to these groups. Next. Maybe 10 was too much. We sign every app package. That's important. I'll show you where we do that. So in your environment, you'll be able to go to, oops, don't delete the wave. Go to settings and then certificates and signing. And we have already generated certificates for you because we need it to sign it in your environment. And if you want to download that and make it available on your clients as a root cert, then you can, so that it's actually saved and you can prove that these applications are signed. Then that is absolutely possible. And we can take a look in the actual app script here. This is one that is for, where is it? Something, Azure Data Studio, the app. Scroll right to the bottom, there's the signature at the bottom there. So it is definitely signing every app. And you can use your own cert if you want to. So you can upload your own certificate and sign it with your own cert. Okay. Next. We get public apps ready for enterprise. Let's look at that. I'll go into Robopack. So within every application, there are some apps that are less nice, like they'll pop up a EULA, forcing the user to click yes, I approve, or they'll try and put some adware on the desktop or try and get the user to do something. Well, for many applications, we just want to help you not have to do that. So for example, Chrome, I know, is a bit of a pain, so we click on that, and these are all the changes we silently do in the background when you choose Chrome. So we actually go ahead and make it the default. Update default, we make it not the default. We turn off the promotional tabs, we do some blocking of some extensions. Now, if you don't want to do that, then you can just go ahead and remove these from the package that gets created. So you can remove these if you don't want them, but most enterprises will want something like these. Next. We update the repository every 30 minutes. So back into the Robopack environment and into status. So here is the back end of Robopack, and you can see that we last updated 11:42, and there were 4 commits, and there, 10 past 12. So half an hour ago, we updated, and there were 3 commits. And then we have a load of other things that are taking place already. We have an actual production environment taking place right now with hundreds of customers connected, 406 customers connected already using Robopack. So yeah, we are doing that work in the background. It is actually a production application. It does work very well, and that's that. I think that might be it, because we have the roadmap next. So I wanted to show you what we've been working on for the past few. Yeah, so that was H1. So we've done radar tracking. We now have script detection methods that I showed you just then. PSADT version 4 support. We have made some onboarding improvements. When you actually start using the product, you get a better experience than you did before. We can now do a manual proceed mode for moving between waves if you don't want it to automatically move forward. And we can also add additional PSADT dialogues as well. We then have worked on a CSV upload that I demonstrated earlier in one of the sessions, where you can just upload a list of apps and publishers, and it will automatically make those into Radar. We're working on API improvements, SIM integration, reporting views, localization, and Radar app removal, so an automated version of the thing I just showed you. And finally, we're working on macOS support with a private preview probably available in H2. ARM package support, regional instances, reporting views, notification improvements, and custom dependencies. Is there anything in there that people already knew? Apart from maybe the roadmap. Not the roadmap. Okay, good. Anything in the slides I went through that you already knew? Okay, so at least it wasn't a complete lie, the thing I said I would do. Good. Andrew, you have a robot.
Yes. Can you announce the winner?
Can I announce the winner? You did that because you don't want to read the name.
Since I'm not pronouncing.
The winner of this fantastic robot, which dances, is a Bluetooth speaker, is Alberto Robledo, sorry. If you are in this audience, please come along. If not, we will email you to say you've won, but congratulations for winning the robot. Yeah, there it is. Thank you for your time, everyone.
Thanks for joining the Workplace Ninja Community Stage. Stay curious, stay connected, and keep on sharing. Until next time.